Welcome to the Dumb Leaders Podcast, where you learn the lessons of lousy leaders.
Don't mock. I'm not a fool. Don't mock. I'm not a fool.
I just think that would be fun.
Hey there, it's Tony Cole here, and welcome to episode 112 of the Dumb Leaders Podcast. Today it's a leadership lesson, and it's about the downfalls of do as I say, not as I do. Because as a leader, it's our job to lead by example. You set the tone and the standards for your team. You're also providing your team with motivation and encouragement, and you need to do that in order for them to work to their very best potential. Your job is to nurture, protect. So ultimately, there's a lot of care factor there, for a genuine care factor for a leader to make sure that they're looking after their team to give them the very best opportunity to perform to the standard that you need. Now, this is understood by leaders that want to be better, leaders that want to be great. But unfortunately, too many leaders don't understand that intricate relationships that you need to generate good performance. Instead, what we see is too many people believe that being a leader or a manager makes them like bulletproof, makes them infallible, and gives them almost a supreme authority that they reign supreme over their team. And this is when you'll often see a leader utilize the practice of do as I say, not as I do. So they get in the habit of telling people what they should be doing, but then not following or achieving the standards themselves. And when they do this, they fail to understand the actual basic psychology around leadership. So someone who works for you does not view you as a perfect leader, nor do they believe that they signed away their rights to think and be free as an individual, right? So when they signed on to work for you, doesn't mean that they took their brain out and suddenly were not going to be observant to any behaviours. In fact, what we often see is they will see your fallacies before every other stakeholder in your organisation. They will see your faults. They will see your warts and all. The whole process of everything that you're doing wrong as a leader will be visual and magnified by your team. They'll see it. They'll see it first. Every single deviation. And just because you stand a peg above on the pecking order doesn't make you more important. In fact, to be a great leader, leaders place the strength and importance of their team over and above who they believe they are as a leader. So when you tell someone to do something or hit a standard or grab a good critical infrastructure or be a role model, but fail to do it yourself, this just creates ripples of dissatisfaction right throughout your team. And you'll also get them asking the question, why should they bother to do the work? Why should they bother to hit the standards when their leader can't be bothered, can't be stuffed to actually get the job done themselves or to do the work or to do the standards? And ultimately, this will breed resentment, a lower standard, and ultimately a decreasing level of culture and job satisfaction. So instead of a do as I say approach, what we should be looking for is to build a rapport and a collaboration within the team so that there's a really good understanding of the clarity around the roles for each of our team members. You know, emotional intelligence is one of those real critical success and skill factors for leaders. And, you know, what I've tended to see in leaders with the do as I say, not as I do approach is that they are severely lacking in their own self-awareness and social awareness, two of the high-skill character traits that we see within emotional intelligence. Now, your team may do routine work, they may do hard work, they may do hot, sweaty work. It might be difficult. They may have high standards that need to be achieved. They may be incredibly challenged by your workload, and each and every one of those aspects will be enhanced when they see a leader that leads and role models, not do as I say, not as I do. Leaders that lead by example have much greater success. Leaders that role model good leadership have much greater success. So don't ever fall for the do as I say, not as I do approach. Ultimately, you as a leader have the responsibility to be the role model, the standard setter, the achievement grabber for the organization, not be the one that sits back and tells people and watches without doing yourself. Hey, thanks for tuning in to episode 112 of the Dumb Leaders Podcast. I shall see you all again next week. Bye for now.
Don't mock. I'm not a fool. And people who know me personally know that I am not a fool. But I won't get into the details of those. I just want people to realize that I'm not a fool. Don't mock. I'm not a fool. Don't mock. I'm not a fool.